Steve, a 2-1 defeat tonight at home to Dorchester. You asked, I mean, obviously the result didn't go our way. The main thing we said, I mean, are you kind of scratching your head there how we haven't got something out of that?
I am, to a certain extent, but it probably summed up how we've been at times this season. One thing we asked from the boys was a reaction, because Saturday was nowhere near good enough. I felt tonight that was an opportunity with Dorchester coming out. I know they had a load of players out, they had a young side coming in, and I think the two teams together was probably two of the youngest sides you'll see at this level. And I felt they'd been on a similar run to us. If we started well, we'd have a good chance.
And we did that. First 20 minutes or so, came flying out the blocks, plenty of energy, created...
Yeah, best we've started for weeks, loads of energy, loads of pace, a bit like what we were playing like before when we were playing well. Started to... End product could have still been better at times, but we were causing non-stop problems. We was on top. Listen, they're dangerous going forward. We've got good forward up there, but I thought we looked comfortable. A couple of times we switched off at the back, but we looked comfortable. And then when you're where we are, you need to get that first goal, as we've said before. And the first goal, we're on the edge of the box. Why Chucks doesn't shoot, I will never know as a centre forward. He tries to set Billy, poor set, they break. 5 seconds later, it's a penalty. And we're 1-0 down. You're hoping to get a reaction second half. Again, I thought we started well. And then 10 minutes later, we've given another penalty away, which, listen, it's a mistake by Kai. He hasn't meant to do it, but he couldn't pick a worse time to do what he did. He's miskicked it, it's hit his other foot. And
complete freak of a penalty, he said, you know, complete...
Couldn't do it again if he tried. He's coming forward, going to clear the ball, kicks it against his other foot, he's ended up putting their bloke through on goal, and it's a penalty. No complaints with that. I thought the first one might have been a bit harsh, but I'm only going for what the boys said, whether it was handball or not. And then, listen, they had an absolute go, everyone could see that there tonight. We tried to play, we mixed the game up, but I say to the boys all the time, we didn't do it Saturday, if you get wide, you've got wingers, put the ball in the box. 2 or 3 times we had a chance to do it, the quality wasn't good enough to going in. First good ball we put across the box all night we scored from. Then Jordan's missed an absolute sitter. Actually, the miss might have been before the goal, to be fair.
Yeah,
you have to score that, you have to hit the target. We had a couple of other half chances where we made the wrong decision. I've just said to him, I couldn't have asked any more out of you, except to stop giving crap goals away and take your chances. That's the difference. That's the only difference tonight. I'm not saying we've gone out and battered Dorchester. They've got some good players in. But I think we've done enough to win the game, and we've ended up giving the game away because of stupid decisions and missed chances. Simple as that.
Well, as you said, we created, I said, numerous chances before going behind, but they also had a couple of, I think, of really good chances where I think Hamilton misjudged the flight of the ball, let it bounce twice, and I think their guy and was through and put it over, and then they had another chance, crossed it in, and then I think one of their forwards should have scored at the back post. You know, so 2 really good chances before they scored as well. But as you said, considering how we played, I think it should have been at least level half time.
They did have 2 good chances. Really poor defending on both occasions from us. They did have 2 good chances. You've got to defend better than that because you're up against one centre forward. And on both occasions, Hamilton's made a mistake on the first one, and the second one, the forward's got to be on him. You've only got one to mark. Get hold of him and be tight. Then it doesn't happen. They've had chances. Well, they're a dangerous side on the break. The forward up there who scored the 2 penalties is good as a handful, but you're giving them a penalty, and then you give them another one. You know, it's hard enough anyway. With all the factors that I talk about all the time, and probably drive everyone mad and bore everyone to tears, but. To go out and perform like that and give goals away like that, it's on the side, it's heartbreaking. It just drives you mad that you can talk about systems, style of play, this and that. None of that counts for anything if you give 2 penalties away like that. One when you're on the edge of the box, the second one you come out your own box and you put their centre forward clean for a goal. I don't care who you are, you can't, as a manager, that drives you mad. You can't plan for that and you can't do nothing about it.
It was good for our goal, so we pulled, I think it was probably about halfway through the second half, and we pulled our goal back. And I thought it was a really good bit of link-up play, obviously. Anointed, brought it down, held it up, laid it off to Kai, whipped in a good cross, and obviously and Johnny's tapped it in at the back post. So I think after that, obviously, to pull one back with 20 odd minutes to go, we a little bit, you think, game on, but then after that, can you remember really any?
I'll tell you
Lost the momentum a bit after that.
I'll tell you why we lost the momentum, because at times we are so naive. We had a period over 4 or 5 minutes where we kept giving stupid fouls away. Now I appreciate the boys are trying to get the ball back, they're trying to win the ball. All they did was wait for you to go near them, and rightly so, no problem with that at all. And we did it 4 or 5 times on the spin. Gave a foul away. Just kills your momentum. We were getting right on top, and it's easy to say now, you think if you get the next goal, you may be going and win it. That's irrelevant because we didn't get the next goal, but when you're getting momentum, you've got to keep the game going. You've got to keep them pinned in. Every time we got them pinned in, we were brain dead. We just went and found another person. And that's, you ask people to put their foot in and have a go, but use your brains at times, you know what I mean? And we're so young and naive at times, and when you take senior players outside that don't do them things, you're not getting enough people out there that's stepping up and telling people not to do it. And it's not the same person every time. I think the 5 I'm talking about were 5 different people. And that suited them, and then we huffed and puffed, we still had a go, still felt we'd get another chance and maybe nick one towards the end, and you're hoping maybe the old bounce goes for you. Obviously we changed for the last 5-6 minutes, put Isaiah up top as well and went as direct as you can. That's all you can do. You're hoping you get knocked down and get a chance, but credit to them, in the end they defended that well enough, and we couldn't break them down. But
to finish on a positive, you mentioned Isaiah there. I thought he had a great game tonight. He was everywhere tonight, and obviously he went off on Saturday after obviously coming back from injury. But I thought he had a really good game tonight. Billy looked more like his old self. Kai the same, more looked like his old self, and anointed up front, especially second half. I think we saw what he's capable of in terms of bringing it down, holding it up, bullying people. Using his strength and. Yeah, so there was 3 or 4 players that, especially second half, we thought that's a bit more like it. That's like their old selves.
I totally agree with you on that, and I spoke to 1 or 2 of them individually before, like Kai and Bill, about you need to go play with a bit more freedom, start getting on the ball more, start getting forward more, start taking chances, rather than standing there waiting for something to happen or waiting for somebody to get the ball to you. And as you say, individually, I thought Isaiah was brilliant tonight. Listen, he's been great all year. Put foot wrong since he's played, and he carries on like that. He'll play a much higher level than this. Kai was more like his old self tonight, apart from obviously the bit that we spoke about, but I know he ain't meant to do that. That's one of them things. Bill was much better tonight. I thought Samuel was good. Sonny was, as he is every game, he was steady. There wasn't many, 1 or 2 of them were off it. I don't need to name them now, I'll do that on camera anyway, I'll talk to them individually, but it was a good performance. Chucks is a youngster, he's learning his trade. If he carries on doing what he's doing and he's listening and he can add more goals to his game and just learn bits and pieces, he's another one that could potentially play high. And that's what frustrates me, there's some good players in there. But I think when you've got a group of good young players, they're all too young. And I think with the likes of Pred's missing, Ez missing, James Taylor missing, George Moore missing, that give that balance, because when you've got your senior players in with there, your young, up-and-coming good players are better. When you take that lot out of it, you're relying on your young, up-and-coming good players, but you need 8 or 9 of them to be really, really good every week, and they've not done that enough lately. And listen, that's not necessarily their fault. Some of that is circumstance, well, a lot of it's circumstance, but there were lots of positives tonight, but the only positive I was interested in, I'd rather in absolute garbage and 1-1-0. We played well tonight, and played like a Harrow team that I like, and that's the way I want to play. And you look at the games this year, we've been good. Unfortunately, ain't been enough of them. That's how we have played. We're a good attacking side. We've got pace, we've got energy. We play good football. We normally create a lot of chances. We haven't done lately, and we did loads of them things tonight. But the only stat that'll ever matter in football is the score, and we've given 2 ridiculous penalties away. Shouldn't have got anywhere near a box on either one of them, and they've slotted their penalties. And we've scored 1 goal, and it's as simple as that.
Looking ahead, Hartley-Whitney away on Saturday. Up next, is the message just going to be, same again, but take your chances?
It's exactly what it is. Ultimately, the game's won in both boxes. Hartley are in virtually the same position as us. We have to go there. The one thing I've asked the boys to do, and this is what disappointed me on Saturday, is if we go down, which is a good chance that'll happen, a really good chance, go down with a fight. At least the next 4 or 5 games, be able to walk off and look at the supporters and go, do you know what, we couldn't have done any more. And I know that's what the supporters are after me. Everyone knows how difficult this level is and this league is, and unfortunately, maybe it is going to be the year that does catch us out. But give yourself a chance and give everything you got. And if you do that in football, no one can ever question you. You might question ability, and I've always done that myself as a manager. And the day I leave the club here, I can walk out and go, do you know what, I couldn't have done any more. Yeah, I've made mistakes. I've signed some bad players. I've signed some good players. I'll get formations wrong, I'll make substitutions wrong, but everybody does. But you've got to be able to walk away and go, do you know what, I couldn't have done any more than that. And they did that to a certain extent tonight, and it's got to be the same at Hartley. It's still not impossible. It nearly is impossible, but you have to keep believing that every game you go into, if you went and won your next two on a spin, you never know. Yeah, we would probably have to win nearly every game, and that's going to be a massive, massive task. But until someone tells me you're done, you can't give up, you've got to keep going, simple as that.
Steve, thanks for your time. Good luck on Saturday.
No problem. Cheers guys, thanks.